Hey everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Sunfrog, and today we're going to talk about Amazon's New World Beta Part 2. Actually, it's Beta 2. There was a beta, and then there was an alpha, and then there was another beta. What? I know. Look at my hair. It looks like I don't have any. It's back here on my ponytail. That's why I have such a weird looking head today. I have COVID hair. Anyway, so and they don't even want to try New World. Now, a long time ago, I made a video where I compared Ashes of Creation to New World, and that's because I thought the two games were extremely similar, but they're not. They're completely different. They're like apples and oranges instead of apples and apples. But they both have the same synopsis. So if you describe the game, the description for both games is exactly the same, except the games are completely different. Same synopsis, different game. What does that mean? If I say to you, I ate a fruit today that grows on a tree, and it's about the size of my fist, and it was delicious and sweet, I could be describing an apple. Or I could be describing an orange. The same description fits apples and oranges. And that's how Amazon's New World and Ashes of Creation are. To describe one, you're kind of describing the other one at the same time. They have very similar descriptions, but they're completely different games. One is an apple and one is an orange. If you watched Ashes of Creation's Alpha on Twitch or YouTube or anything, they have a top-down view and tab targeting, whereas New World has like a shoulder level view and action combat. They're different, but you're still fighting monsters, you're still protecting your settlement, you're still doing a bunch of stuff that's the description is the same, but the game is different. Now, I've played both games, and I can tell you they're different. That's all I can tell you. The combat in Apocalypse was really good, and I liked it. At the beginning, it was wonky and weird, but by the end of Apocalypse, it was really smooth and fast, and I loved it. So I would say I like that combat better. However, in New World Alpha, there was a point in the New World Alpha where the combat was really smooth and fluid as well, and I like the combat in New World Alpha better. However, there has been tweaks to some of the weapons and things, and right at this very moment, I can't tell you who has better combat, because it depends on the weapon that you use. Some of the weapons in New World have a small delay, and some of the weapons in Ashes of Creation have a small delay. If you don't pick those weapons, then the combat is very similar in both games. But if you do pick those weapons, then you have stuff to complain about in both games as well. The combat is evenly matched, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Which way is my left? But I would say, also, in Ashes of Creation, they have like a top-down view and tab targeting, and I hate that. First off, I hate tab targeting. Well, first off, I hate top-down view because it takes you out of the game. You're constantly reminded that you're playing a video game. There's no immersion when you're looking top-down at everything. I don't like that. I don't like top-down view at all. And I also don't like tab targeting, because it makes me feel like I'm playing a video game from a long time ago. I like the shoulder level view of Amazon because it's more immersive, and I like the action combat of New World because It feels like I'm actually there fighting a wolf or fighting a skeleton guy or whatever. It doesn't feel like I'm looking down, like having an out-of-body experience or something. It feels like I'm actually there in the place. Look at the screen back here behind me, right there. Look at that windmill. Doesn't it seem like we're standing here in a field and there's a windmill right there? It does, right? And then if you walk over this little hill there, there's a little shed back there, see it? That's immersive right there. I feel like I'm in a real place right now. I feel like I'm standing here in front of a windmill. I'm just waiting for, the breeze to blow and the windmill to creak and slowly turn in the moonlight. It's immersive. I like it. I like the immersion. Now, there's a lot of cool things to do in New World. When you first arrive on New World, there's a cutscene. Ashes of Creation does not have cutscenes. A cutscene, if you don't know, is a little cinematic movie. It's like a little cinematic movie. Hang on. And you watch it, and it's cool. And then the game drops you into the game, and you land on the shores of Eternum. And there's people for you to meet and talk to, and the NPCs have voiceover. What? Yep. Ashes of Creation does not have voiceover. We've been pushing for it, but he won't do it because it's just a lot of work and more money and a bunch of other stuff. And anyway, so you view the little cinematic trailer. You land on the shores of Eternum. You talk to an NPC, and you get your first quest. And then your adventure begins. And it's cool. And then you do stuff and you fight stuff, and then there's campfires, and then there's stuff to craft, and then there's little pathways through the beach, I guess it's called. It's not a beach. It's like where there's palm trees and stuff. I don't know what you would call that. It's not a forest. It's got palm trees in it. Like a palm tree forest? Island forest? You make your way through there, and then you get to a settlement, and there's more NPCs, and they also talk to you. And there's buildings and crafting stations and a trading post and all kinds of buildings and stuff. So if you played the New World beta, the first beta, you probably complained about some stuff, like all the settlements looking the same. Well, they don't look the same anymore. They're different. They changed it. All the stuff you complained about has been addressed and fixed. You're not going to complain about the same stuff that you complained about in the first time. Like, oh, all the settlements look the same. No, they don't. They have their own unique stuff to them. They're all completely different now. Some of them are really cool. Some of them are like multi-tiered. Some of them are, I can't tell you. They're all really cool, and they're all really different. And they all have different layouts, and you guys complained about that. And also another thing you guys complained about is the diversity of bad guys, the monsters, the mobs, whatever you want to call them. Well, there's more diversity in the things that you fight now. More diversity in the mobs and the monsters. Different types. I need some water. Hang on a second. My throat is going dry. Diversity in the size of the things that you fight. There's more diversity in the animals. The sound, oh my gosh. The sound is going to win an award. I'm telling you. If it does not win an Oscar or a Grammy or something for best sound, I will be very surprised. The sound is even more immersive than this windmill is over here. See the view of the windmill? The sound is more immersive than that. If you were in the game right now, you could hear the flapping fabric of the windmill. You could hear the wood creaking of the windmill. You could hear the rustling of the leaves in the bushes. You could hear the howling of the wolves in the distance. The sound is an A+, my friends. A+. If it doesn't win an award, I'll be very surprised. If it doesn't win an award, it's at least going to be nominated for one. How's that? Oh yeah. Now, you're in there, you're doing the quests, you're doing the crafting, you're killing the monsters, you're fighting the creatures, you're listening to the ambiance of the place, you're wrapped up, it's nighttime. It's also daytime sometimes. Sometimes it's daytime, sometimes it's nighttime, sometimes it's daytime, sometimes it's nighttime. Sometimes there's weather. Sometimes it rains. I don't want to tell you anymore because I don't want to spoil stuff, but it is not the same beta. This is not your father's beta. This is not the first beta that you guys went into. Now, in the first beta, everybody loved it, but they had things to complain about. The second beta, if you liked the first one, you're going to like the second one. And also, the stuff you complained about is gone. Whatever you complained about in the first one's not there anymore. It's gone. Did you want more weapons? You got them. Did you want more diversity of settlements? You got them. Did you want more diversity of things to fight? You got it. Did you want more lands and territories? You got it. What else did you want? I can't remember. There was other things you wanted. Did you want more armor? You got it. Did you want more weapons? More variety of weapons? You got it. You got all the stuff you wished for. All of it. All of it. You got it. Oh, did you get a cash shop that rips you off and it's terrible and it makes you want to cry and never play the game again? No, you didn't. You did not get that. You didn't get it. No. You know what you got? You got a cosmetic shop. And just like my t-shirt here, if I change my t-shirt and put on my yellow one, I'm still the same person. It didn't give me more super strength or anything. It didn't protect me from arrows or spears and stuff. It's just a t-shirt. Cosmetics are just cosmetics. They don't give you a boost. They don't buff your defenses or your attack power, magic defense, nothing. It's just clothes. You just put it on your body and you look different. If I take off my, my content creator t-shirt and I go put on, I don't know, like a blue long sleeve shirt for business work or whatever the heck, my business clothes, then it doesn't give me any extra protection or anything else. It just changes the way I look. That's what you got in the cat shop. Cash shop, not cat shop. Cat shop. They might sell cats in there eventually. At the moment, I think they only have a dog. But that's okay because dogs are better anyway. What? Who said that? How dare you? No. All right. Cash shop. Don't be afraid of it. It's not the horrible thing that your imagination created. It's just clothes. It's like you go to, Forever 21 or Target or something and you get a new shirt. That's all it is. It doesn't make you stronger or buffer or anything. Nothing. Faster. Nothing. It just makes you look different. Also, there's a huge variety of armor in the game now. Huge. And all of it is really cool. Super cool. So if you want a tip from me, my tip would be your own armor. Because there's so much armor in the game, you're going to change your armor all the time. Like all the time. You're like, oh, what's this thing? This looks cool. Let me put that on. Oh, it's a fishing net. Oh, oh, this armor is orange. This armor is gold. Oh, look at this thing. It looks like it's Asian inspired. Oh, look at this one. This is cool. You're going to change your armor all the time because there's so much cool looking armor in this game. I'm serious. If some YouTuber doesn't invent like a New World fashion show, I'm going to be very surprised. That's how cool the armor is and how much armor there's. There's going to be websites dedicated to this is what the complete set of armor looks like. I'm parched. Okay, what else do you guys want to talk about? Expeditions, super fun. It takes a while to complete an expedition. You're not going to do it in like 30 seconds. It's going to take, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. I didn't time it. But they're not over in 30 seconds. They're nice and long and hard. You might die several times. And the prizes are good. Like the loot drops are good that you get from it. And when you get out of there, you will be happy and you'll be satisfied. It's like going on a roller coaster and then when you get off, you're all happy and stuff. And you're like, oh, that was awesome. That's what the expeditions are like. You go in there and you're fighting for your life and you're fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. And you're like, oh my God, we're not going to make it. And then you're not going to make it. And then you make it. And you're like, yeah, we made it. You don't even care about the loot drops. You're like happy that you survived and made it. Had a big old fun time in there. It's fun. The expeditions are fun. There's other things in there in the game that are very fun. Corruption breaches. If you try to do them yourself, a lot of times you're not strong enough. So my suggestion would be to find a buddy or team up with someone. If you don't have any friends and you're like a solo player, you like to play solo, just hang out near the corruption breaches and then somebody will come along and attack one. And you just jump in and help that complete random stranger. Usually corruption breaches, you'll need a couple of people to take them down. Unless you're really powerful and you're fighting below your level. Like if the corruption breach is level 25 and you are level 50, you're fighting below your level, right? It's lower than you. It's only level 25, but you're level 50. Then you could take it by yourself. But most of the time, you're right around the same level as the breaches. I don't know why. Maybe it's coincidence or programming, not sure. But usually, you'll need a couple of people to help you take down the breaches. And obviously, the more people you have, the more fun it is. And also, the more your odds of winning are better. The other thing that's super fun about New World. The other thing that's fun about New World is the crafting. The crafting is not super hard, and I like the way they did it. When you're a low level, you can craft low level stuff, and then as you progress in the crafting, you can craft better stuff. And then up here, you craft even better stuff, and up here, even better stuff. When you're like level 50 crafter, you can craft some really cool stuff. And it kind of follows your progression. As you level up, the things you can craft are better. If that makes sense. I don't know why my throat is so dry. Refreshing. Alright. Today's video is sponsored by water. Thank you. It's the stuff in your body. Thank you. Anyway, what else do you guys want to know about New World? You craft stuff, you fight stuff, you go on quests, there's expeditions, there's Outpost Rush, which you're not going to get to until you're a higher level player. That's not a beginning level thing. That's a higher level thing. There's wars, there's invasions, or I think those are the same thing. My ponytail itching. Gosh, what else can I tell you about? The weapons, the armor. There's new weapons, and some of them are pretty cool. My tip for weapons is use all the weapons. Learn how to use all the weapons. Because weapons break in this game. And not only do they break, sometimes they break in the middle of a fight. And then what are you going to do? It's broken. Your spear is broken. Oh my gosh. But you're surrounded by bad guys, including a mini boss. And he's not going to wait for you to go back to town and buy another spear. So you have to switch weapons. You're fighting, your spear breaks. Good thing you have a hatchet in your inventory. So you switch to the hatchet. And then if that breaks, you better hope you have a sword and shield or something, like a third weapon. Usually you don't break 3 weapons unless you're fighting something super powerful. Super powerful bosses can break all your weapons and all your armor. They'll just smash you to pieces. So take extra weapons, and if you have armor, take extra armor too, because you'll be fighting something super powerful and it'll smash all your stuff. And then you'll be like, oh no. Now you got to go craft for an hour or something and repair your armor, or buy new armor, or craft new armor, because all your stuff is broken. Like your weapons and armor are broken. So you either got to go to town and buy new stuff in the trading post, or you have to craft new stuff, or you have to have some stuff in your storage unit and put that on. Or you can just run around buck naked. Sometimes you see people run around buck naked and you're like, I know what happened to him. He was fighting that big old friggin' troll in the forest, in the middle of the forest. He was fighting that big old troll in the middle of the... Over there, I can't tell you. Spoiler alert. There are giant trolls in the game. Spoiler alert. I don't even actually know if they're trolls or what the heck they are, but they're big. And they're not nice. They will pound you into the ground like a steak. Anyway, so my tip is have extra armor and weapons, because sometimes they break and you don't want to stop playing and go craft for an hour. You know, sometimes you don't want to go to town and spend gold on new weapons and armor. I'm running out of air again. I'm getting dry. And my cup of water's empty. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to dry gulch it for a while. So, I don't know what that was. I don't know where that came from. There's all kinds of fun things to do in New World. I only have 4 minutes before I run out of air. And then I'm going to end this show and try to edit it. What do you guys want to know about? Factions? You guys want to know about factions? There are 3 factions in New World. All of them are the same, except the lore is different. If you pick the Syndicate lore, you get different lore than you do if you pick the Inquisition, and different lore if you pick the Marauders. That's the only difference that I noticed. Like when you're doing the faction quests, there's lore in those quests, and it's slightly different. Like if they say go to the windmill and get a tub of butter, one faction might say that tub of butter was left there by the ancients, and the other faction might say that tub of butter is used to grease the gears in the windmill. And then the other faction might say Molly died there and left her bucket of butter. So they're not going to send you to get the same bucket of butter. They're not going to send you to the same windmill. They're going to send you to different places to get different things, and the lore is going to be different. So one faction might send you to the windmill to get the bucket of butter that's used to grease the windmill, and one faction might send you to the shed, that shed right there, to get Molly's diary, and then another faction might send you to the farm to pick some cabbages, because the cabbages, like the corrupted don't like cabbages or something. You get different lore, different quests. That's the only difference I've found between the factions. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. You fight for territory, you fight each other in PvP, you fight in invasions, you fight different things. You fight each other basically, but like, is one stronger than the other? No. Do you get like some kind of buff for going to this one? Maybe you have more defense, this one has more defense, and this one has more magic? No. They're the same. They're all the same. All the factions are exactly the same. The only thing that's slightly different is the lore and the quests that you go on. You don't have the same quests. Like, they're not all going to send you to the windmill to get butter. Okay, I gotta go. My 30-minute time limit is up and my throat is very dry. So I'm gonna go and drink some water, cause I'm parched. Very parched. And I'm gonna edit this video and try to upload it. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow when I try to live stream Amazon's New World. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a long time since I've seen you guys. A couple of family members passed away last year, and this year, actually. And it was a very sad time, and that's why I didn't make any videos. I'm still not over it, but life must go on. I'll see you guys in the next video.